back to KION News at 11. Back by popular demand, Chief Meteorologist Dan Siaka. How's it going, Dan?
It's going all right. How are you doing over there?
Going pretty good.
I was going to say, I thought you warned people that we'd be back with me.
People, they were excited.
Yeah,
they're like, yeah.
Sure, there's some
they're looking at the
excitement out there.
watches. I don't have one.
Thanks, Mom, for tuning in. Anyway, let's take a live look from this picture. Actually, you know what? We've been talking about some climate data over the last couple of days. 2 nights ago, I showed you Salinas last night, the Monterey climate site. And tonight, we've got the Watsonville Waterworks to share with you. So this is climate data for the month of May. And here's what we found. May average temperature 59.4 degrees, about 0.04 of a degree above normal. So a little bit on the warm side, not significantly. The hottest day was the 10th with a high of 80. The coolest morning was the 4th with a low of 43. Precipitation-wise, we had just a little over 1/10 of an inch of rain. Typically, you get a little bit more than a 1/2 inch in any given May in Watsonville. So that's only 22% of normal. It was a little dry, but honestly, that's not a lot of precipitation, so it's not a big deal. The wettest day was the 13th at 1/10 of an inch of precipitation. There's your climate data for Watsonville. I might dig some more into that next week, so make sure to stay tuned. Tomorrow, I'm not here, but I'm back Saturday. We've got some different schedules, which apparently this is how we do the different schedule dance. Max is doing it over there with you. You can cut it loose, cut a rug over there, Maxwell. Anyway, here's a live look from our Domenico's on the wharf cam. We did promise you a live look moments ago, and now we have one. This was at the harbor this is present tense, at the harbor in Monterey tonight. See some boats out there, a little color, nice night, but it's a little gloomy. We've got some low clouds out there. Those low clouds, very stable. We've been talking a lot about marine layers stability over the last couple of days. It's not a very exciting subject, but it's very pertinent to this time of year, and we've achieved stability tonight. Last couple of days, we've had breakouts during the afternoon, clearing skies. Today was a little stickier as far as the clouds are concerned. The overall pattern shows troughing across the western U.S., big ridge of high pressure out over the Pacific. This general troughing will keep temperatures slightly below normal for this time of year. We can see the little trough here in the lines. Notice it kind of stays that way here for the next couple of days. Now, eventually a low will cut off, and we've been talking a lot about cut-off lows, and boy, are they my whole favorite thing in the world due to their ease of forecasting ability. Gulp. But either way, it's still going to be here with us this weekend. The ridge, on the other hand, decides to move into the Pacific Northwest. Now you're thinking, okay, the low is still here, Dan. That's going to mean cool temperatures in the weekend, right? Question mark. Not necessarily. The ridge building in will actually help warm up the entire air mass. So we're actually going to warm up even though we've got relatively low pressure aloft, and the ridge does kind of move in a little bit on us. So I expect temperatures to warm up this weekend and into early next week. Maybe more noticeable inland, where temperatures could run up 10 degrees, whereas on the coast, we're probably going to be more in the 2 to 5 degree category on average for most locations. So a little bit of a warm up on the way. Then after that, it looks like troughing reestablishes itself early to midweek next week. That's the latest trend. Still a pretty hot ridge to the south, so things wobble a little bit. That could change. So make sure to stay tuned to the scintillating forecast here. Long-term forecast looking kind of cool next week as well. Here's a look at our short-term forecast, our future track showing the clouds filling back in overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Patchy fog possible mainly in the coastal hills. Could we see any drizzle? Sure, anytime out of the low clouds. The best chance, I say, for the drizzle will be on the north and east sides of the bay tonight, as we do have a little bit more of a southerly flow. So I'm not expecting a big drizzle event, but you might get a little bit in some of those favored areas that I mentioned. Starting the day off tomorrow with clouds for most populated areas, but we'll see the clouds mix back to the coast in the afternoon. But like today, they're going to kind of stay out there, especially on the east shore of the bay. Maybe even a little bit more cloud cover on the north side of the bay than we saw today. Some of the later models showing that. So Santa Cruz, you're probably going to be a little bit cooler. Capitola as well. Maybe some clouds right along the cliffs there at times during the day. Probably won't make it too far inland. East shore of the bay, where the elevation's a little bit lower, sure, we can see the clouds all the way into Castroville, for example, for a good portion of the day. So temperatures, after all, might be a little bit cooler on the coast tomorrow. I do have us cooler inland as well by a couple of degrees. And I did cool down our Santa Cruz mountain temperatures if you watched our 10 o'clock show. Got you in the low 70s now in Boulder Creek, mid 60s in Santa Cruz, low 60s in Capitola. Davenport, 50s. A little cool. Head into the bakery, the Roadhouse. There's all sorts of good places to have a cup of coffee and stay warm in Davenport. Anytime I go through there, I can't help but stop. It's a lot of good flavors there. Yum. That's if you can get me out of the pie ranches and barns and all. Yeah, we like to sample things. Anyway, 73 in Hollister tomorrow, almost 80 in Gilroy, but 60s mostly on the eastern coastal plain of the bay. Castroville, 61. They've got artichokes there, I've heard. On over to the Monterey Peninsula, low to mid 60s for your highs. We should get a little sunshine in Monterey tomorrow, especially on the eastern side of town. But Pebble Beach might be a little more cloudy. Down south, temps mainly in the 70s, getting to 80 degrees for King City tomorrow. Big Sur Valley in the mid 60s. 7-day forecast for coastal cities showing temperatures do warm up a few degrees as we head into the weekend. We will see an increase in coastal sunshine, I suppose, as well. As that low is close to us, it should get us some deeper mixing within the marine layer and thus more cloud cover or less cloud cover, excuse me, more sunshine. That's what we're looking for. Inland areas also warming up, peaking on Monday, about 7 degrees above normal. All the while, morning clouds in the valleys, maybe a few thin eye clouds passing through. But other than that, lots of sunshine, which is typical this time of year.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Dan.